Hey, how's it going? It's the Polk here, back with another episode. So today we're going to go for the achievement Miners Not Miners. Starting as Lan Fang, incorporate all states in Borneo and have the compulsory primary school law. So that's what we're aiming for in this series. Of course, as I see fit or see that I can, I'm going to try and get other achievements as well. But that is going to be the main one. That's going to be our drive, our goal, our purpose. So let's go ahead and get into this with a new game. All right, Lan Fang. Must be nice to skip through those loading screens. Okay, so starting out, we got 58,000 GDP, horribly low. 21% literacy, which isn't terrible. 9.8 standard of living. 73,000 people. That's going to need to change very quickly. I'm sure we're a split state, if I had to guess. Yeah. Just a heads up, the only place I've played over here is Dynam, so this is going to be a first for me. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, hopefully not too many to ruin the playthrough, but we're going to go for it, and it should be a lot of fun. Starting out, looks like out of those 70,000, we have about 9,000 peasants free. Pop growth is really low, and I'm sure we're going to be well behind. We are in the king market. So similar to the Korea playthrough, we will be able to crutch on king. Um, Also, a friend of mine mentioned maybe it's Qing market or the Great Qing. I honestly don't know. If you guys know the answer to that, school me. Throw a comment. Throw something in chat. And I'll correct myself because I'm not above trying to do things right. I'm sure I'll still make the mistake even if I'm wrong. But hey, just let me know. Um, Looks like we start with a hardwood shortage of hardware in the king market. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so West Borneo is this whole section here in white, so we're gonna try to get all of that as soon as we can. I suspect that we're gonna have some issues with the Great Powers. Obviously, the Dutch East Indies being a huge pain in our side, already owning a portion that we need to own. Um, they've got 20 battalions, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when their GDP is 100%, sorry, 1,000% more than ours, and population is well beyond that, it's going to be struggle bus. It's going to be a struggle bus all day. So, like I said, we're going to try to make ourselves as appealing as possible as a tiny nation. We're going to grab as many little pieces as we can to get our state, and we're going to try to get some migration from this market to our area. But it will be hard with just one state. I'm not really sure yet on how exactly I want to run this. We have 3 divisions. So let's start taking a little bit of inventory of what our neighbors are. So 80,000 guys to the north. Sambas. Okay, so Sambas has 2 battalions. Let's see their diplomacy. They're a puppet of the Dutch East Indies. So we won't be able to take Sambas. Let's look at Pontianak. I mean, of course, we're going to take it later, but early on might be an issue alone. Same thing. I did not mean to hit play, but that's fine. Same thing. Pontianak, also a puppet. Sintang. Let's look at them. Okay, Sintang's the only one that looks like maybe Brunei as well, but I'm sure they're actually not that strong. They might be one of the early grabs. The only issue is they're not part of our state. So I think an early focus is going to be towards Sintang. They've got a lot less people, but they at least open us up towards the potential for gold, which is going to be wonderful. A little bit of lead, a little bit of wood, and we already have a gold field. But after Sintang, maybe Banjar. Nope, another puppet of the Dutch East Indies. Maybe Kutai. Okay, not a puppet. Really low military. Yeah, so we're gonna just kind of work our way through here. So Sintang being first, just to try to prevent. Well, actually, we're part of the king market, so I doubt anybody's gonna really mess with us. Let's look at our actual diplomacy. Oh, we're a tributary, so yeah, we're under king by all intents and purposes. So no one's gonna mess with us. So we're pretty safe, and we could probably leverage king into some wars out of curiosity. I'm just gonna go and say let's take Sambas, right? So if we try to conquer Sambas, King will not join us. In fact, we'll have the Netherlands as well as the Dutch East. I can't speak today. As well as the Dutch East Indies, um, against that. So I think our best bet is to get an ally. So who's probably the best ally? Looks like Britain, maybe Portugal. I'm gonna go Britain because they're already kind of over here, so getting their assistance in this matter would be easier, in my opinion. Let's see if we can we can. So we'll start improving relations with them. I don't think we're gonna have many other major powers. The only other one that I might want would be Russia. Might even be able to get Persia in on this. I just need a close ally. Maybe Spain? Well, you know what? We'll save this. We don't have an interest to declare, but we'll save this bit of influence, and we'll check back in a minute once we hit play and see kind of where we could go with that. Okay, so tech-wise, we are basically have nothing. We have no industry whatsoever, and I think we're gonna probably need food pretty quickly. I mean they're doing okay, I guess, because of the market. So, well, as usual, I'll go with logging camps just because we can sort of employ someone. And then we'll go from there and export that to King or others, whichever. Because, I mean, they need hardwood, so that sounds like a really good option. Politically, we're going to have to go liberal so we can pull people in because 73,000 is nowhere near what we need. We want to be in the millions. Dare I say tens of millions of population? We'll find out. But hereditary bureaucrats is not where we want to be. We want to be in the appointed bureaucrats. That's going to help us with getting... That's interesting. The literati. I'm used to intelligentsia in most places. Closed borders. Terrible idea. We're going to immediately change that one, actually. That's going to be our first one. So without much apprehension, that's just going to be an immediate pick. In fact, I don't know why we even have this going on here. Let's just go ahead and pull a way more legitimate government and kick those guys out, because the last thing we need is probably what they want. Yeah, where is it at? Get me through here. Yeah. Probably laws. Oh, right here. I doubt the first thing we want is, you know, national supremacy or segregation or ethno state. So they're gonna want things that we don't want. So even though they're leading us, we have a republic, so we're good there. They just need to be voted out, basically. Census suffrage, that's great. Total separation, we won't have any issues with religion. Peasant levies aren't great, but we'll deal with that later. We 100% want to get off of traditionalism, though. That's not going to help our economy. So as soon as we can, we'll move over to this interventionalism. So I think we got a good idea of what we're going to end up doing here. Schools as well. So hereditary bureaucrats, traditionalism, not in that order. Serfdom's terrible, so we're going to get off of that as soon as we can as well. Honestly, don't care. I'll take either of these two. That might even come before traditionalism. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Well, actually, disallows mass migration for peasants, so yeah, we probably want to move that one first. So we'll go for serfdom next, then probably traditionalism and the hereditary bureaucrats. Tech-wise, let's see. We're pretty far behind. We normally even backwater countries they have to get lathe first. We have to get cotton gin first. I'm not too keen on cotton gin. Who do we have? We have industrialists, literati, and the armed forces. So we could go for pretty much any of the three, which is great. The only thing we need to look out for is like who's the happiest. They're equal. Because once you get to this first card here, you get a bonus in that research. So we're gonna try to boost their happiness either way. And then eventually we'll get to this one and get that military tech, because for sure when we played as Korea last time, one of the main issues we had was the military being technologically behind. So as is tradition, I think we're gonna go for romanticism first. I mean, I say tradition. I typically go for the education stuff pretty early, but this is, I mean, we're behind enough that romanticism with its greener grass campaign is going to be really important for us. Did we have slavery? No, it's banned. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be relying on mostly Chinese migrants coming in. I think the first, they're cooperative, of course. I think early on, can we get any? No, we can't. Okay, I'm gonna probably snipe this as soon as I can, because we just need to have a little bit more land and more population. I mean, well, that'll put us over 100K. I hate it because they're the only ones that like us, but we're gonna go for what we have. I gotta look at these armies real quick. We have regular. Really, maybe there is an easier way to see this, but okay, they have infantry. What do we have? Irregular. Okay, I'll just click on their state. They're only one state, anyways. I'll look at their building. They have a regular as well. So we're evenly matched, but I have one more battalion. In fact, what I'll do is I'll move this up to the top. I'll do 2 of them. Hopefully we don't kill too many people fighting this war. We'll get a commander real quick. Won't be Confucius. Oh, come on. He's gotta have pillage, doesn't he? Defense and forested. Tactful is more defense. Yeah, honestly, I think he's the best bet. But we're gonna go for that, and I'll immediately just kick this off in like the first month here. So I'm gonna hit play. Okay, we got our first loyalist. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. We don't talk about these guys. They're just not quite yet loyalists. You know what I mean? Okay. Now things have kind of balanced out a little bit. There's a play already happening here, and it's for Sintang. That's annoying. Okay, so we're actually going to... I should have fired this before them. I don't know if this is going to even matter, but I'll declare it as well. I don't know if they have their military there. Maybe these guys will defend against them first. Maybe we'll get lucky here. I don't know. But we could really use this, so I hope we get it. It does look like they have their defenses going towards the Dutch East Indies. And again, I hope we get lucky with it and they keep doing that. We could go for a lot lower taxes, so I'm going to go in that route. And then I'm going to boost these guys to help the military out. Foreign face, of course we should accept everyone regardless of faith. Okay, looks like their war just kicked off. Oof. And it's over. And they won. I love that there wasn't really a, there was no prompt there. That was insane. Well, the Dutch East Indies are going to be kind of a pain in my side. I don't have a navy, so I can't really hop anywhere else. The only other option I really have is Brunei. Everyone else is a subject, which is really unfortunate. So I need to get an ally. So let's look at our allies again. I'm gonna click this diplomatic lens and see kind of who's friendly towards us. Looks like Portugal, maybe. For some reason, the Netherlands like us. Those could be good options, but the weird part is they're part of the Netherlands, right? Yeah, because they're a dominion of the Netherlands, so it doesn't do us any good being friendly with the Netherlands, so I'm going to be friendly with the Portuguese. They're actually protective towards us, so that's good. And then who else was it? It was, oh yeah, it was the Netherlands. So other than that, we've got like a decent relation with Great Britain. I might be able to get Siam. Ooh, British East India Company. Interesting. If I were to pick one, ooh, we could do Siam because that might. So realistically, right? British East India Company obviously stronger, right? But I've got a little bit of an idea that perhaps if we become friendly towards Siam, we could declare war on Johor here, get a border with our ally, and basically be able to push in without having a navy. That's what I'm gonna go for. If I can improve with both, I can't. But if I could, that's also something I might do. There's also this Brunei option, but yeah, no, they're three. Can I even push into there? So they're doing 3+1. Um, buildings. They're also irregular, so as it stands, I think I'm gonna cancel that. But I think we're kind of evenly matched for the time being. I do really hope that they don't end up getting subsumed or whatever you want to call it from the Dutch East Indies. Oh, what is going on here? Wollongong? Wow, they're just going for everything. I do not like this. And it's unfortunate too because we're not like a I forgot to do decrees. We'll do road maintenance and promote social mobility, and then when I get green and grass campaign, we'll go for that one. Taxes still. I'm just gonna go ahead and bump pay up for all the what are they called again? Intelligence. What were they called? The literati. Literati. You gotta remember that. It's so different. Yeah, we'll go for homesteading. We will appease. Oh, cool. Cyclone. I'll take the hit to my income because I don't really need it right now. As far as building goes, there's not much that I can do. So we'll switch this over to hardwood production. We'll go ahead and consume tools. Um, it doesn't hurt to just do more, you know? We could try to set ourselves up as some sort of industrial hub for King. The They need opium, iron, tools, and clothes. I feel like clothes might be the route to go because they're always going to have cheap cloth. Though we'll just go. We'll max out that wood. We don't have any iron or anything. Um, and we can make tools from wood. Make furniture too. I think our first factory will be clothes. I'm gonna go for the main money makers as far as standard of living. And we're gonna go for all those. And rice farms too. Why not? We'll pump up rice farms near the top. We'll do rice, wood, all that stuff. And you know, it's gonna be really slow early on, honestly. We're just kind of building up what we can. We're hoping if you don't know, there's a benefit you get from like having jobs. We can't see it right now because our borders are closed, but let's see, mass migration, attraction. Yeah, so essentially if we look, I don't know if we can see it in another country. Is it gonna let me? Guess not. Okay, I'll point it out in a bit. Um, what's the war? Oh, it's yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's always gonna happen. Well, our standard of living is going up quite a bit, so that's nice. All right, migration controls. Let's see where we go with population here. We're gonna do laws. Well, no migration controls would have been better, but okay. So we were saying serfdom. Let's go towards homesteading because that's actually what the current people in power want as a. I don't know where it went. They're usually right here as a lobby. What they wanted. Well, we got the industrialists and the literati very happy right now, so that's going to boost migration attraction plus 30%. And I might actually be able to show that now with open borders. No, I have no eligible states. Kind of weird. I thought that was considered a split state too. I thought those weren't actually. Hmm. You usually have to have a full state to do something. Oh, that's terrible. No, thank you. Why did you just do that to me, China? So they just gave me my own market control, but unfortunately, I don't want that. I want to be in their market. So they're trying to kill me. What are they doing? No, I don't. Why would I want to be in your market and then not be in your market? That makes no sense. That's ridiculous. Okay, I'll take Portuguese clippers and logging camps are using tools. I'll just switch that off, I guess. Simple forestry. I guess I could import it. Doesn't hurt. Like one tool. No, it really actually would hurt. So yeah, let's just swap that off. And then that gets rid of the tools. We're having a famine, of course, because nobody's at the farms. So we're just gonna import grain, I guess. Yeah, king. Thank you. Balinese. Take that too. Okay. Oh, that is a lot of armies. Of course they're gonna lose. But they had to kick me out of their market first. They think they're doing me a favor, but they're actually signing my death warrant. That's great. Why is this a thing? Just pass the law, man. Congrats, you got a treaty port. Does that mean I can now trade with Britain? Is that how that works? Without convoys? British market? No. Can I please be back in your market? Okay. We're already on the short list of bankruptcy. So government wages from the port excessive. I don't even know if we can afford a port at this point. We'll basically have to just land trade with everybody here, which sucks. We have to have the port though. And I guess we could decrease the... Yeah, let's do that. Okay. We still have 192 for government wages, 600 from military. We might have to get rid of that. We could start by dropping this down and that down. Gets us to 462. If we got rid of our entire military, that would bring us really close. And actually, we're just gonna do it. Yep. And just, and we can't disband because he's a brand new general. That's fine. Whatever, man. Okay, so we're at 44, and that should have put like 5 or 3,000 more people into the market, so our GDP should go up, and that'll fix that. I mean, we'll find out. What is this? Everything's just terrible right now. Alright, there we go. Positive income with 500 interest, so we'll pay that down. Of course, we don't want to go into any kind of debt. Wait, homesteading. We don't want to go into any kind of debt because of this interest rate of almost 40%. It's crazy. No, I'm kind of used to that, you know. Every country I play is pretty much backwater and small. I really do think this is our best bet, but without a military, there's nothing we can do unless we have an ally. Want to be my ally? Nothing. Not you. We'll go ahead and prove with them. Britain? Besties? No besties. France? Nope. Nobody likes us. I mean, nobody over there. Okay. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with Netherlands liking me. But whatever. This is going to be tough. It's going to be real tough. Oh, there's another war. Who is it? It's the Dutch East Indies versus Tidor. Or Tidor, I guess. Okay, Patriotic Party. Ooh, Portugal sides with Tidor. They're actually not that strong. Hey, Portugal, want to be friends yet? No? Well, that ain't too nice. Romanticism, look at that. Beautiful. Greener Grass campaign, please. Let's look at migration. Wow. We are 0.1% growth. Because almost as many people die as that are born. Oh, this is great. Struggle bus. There's nothing to colonize here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess just the education path. Of course, this is going to take 10 years to get here, so we kind of have to research everything else. I think we'll just go for urban planning, and then actually, we just mentioned how bad our death rate is, so we'll go for that first, and then we'll go for urban planning, and we'll just see where we go from there. See where the random tech spread takes us. Get rid of a moderate or a moderate. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'd prefer to have better than a moderate, but I'll take whatever. Okay. So traditionalism, we've got to get off of that. I'll take interventionalism if I can. I would not be opposed to laissez-faire, but it looks like there's more people opposing that than anything, so we'll push here. So main reason for that is that investment pool. Not that they actually have a lot of infrastructure to build. Wow, they actually do, actually. Not too bad. Ton of this taxation. Whoops. Misread that. Okay. We'll get our clothes factory built soon. We'll actually have something to export if it's profitable. I don't even know if we're pushing Yeah, we're not pushing full employment here. So we're doing our best. We are doing our best. I might be able to export the logs here. But let's look at goods. Is it going to show us our market or just King's market? Like, they gave us our own market. But what does that actually mean? Trade routes. Export. Wood. Well, I'm going to send wood to Portugal. And I've got hardwood. Give it to the Dutch. Not very profitable, but it might be in a bit. This teak market. Fabric. I mean, we can kind of profit off of stuff the King market's doing, but we'll stop right there. We don't have really that many convoys. I'm not really sure how many I used. But, I mean, literacy's gone up about 5%. Like 4 or so. I don't remember exactly. GDP's going up. Standard of living's up 3 points, I believe. Population's still hovering. Oh, okay. That's a whole setback. It's just the industrialists versus the landowners. Fine. Exile? And we got another traditionalist. That sucks. That is really unfortunate. But we have to live with it. Just another terrible, terrible option. We take a setback with some enactment time. Why not? I mean, it's a setback either way. All three of them would be a setback. Hey, how's it going? It's the Polk here. Thanks for watching my playthrough as Lan Fang in Victoria 3. Stay tuned for more and subscribe if you liked what you saw. Also hit that like button. Have a great day.